Welcome our dear viewers on Slow Media. I'm Golola Chigozi Joseph to present this show for you, The Focus. Today we are going to talk about matters politics, leadership and service delivery. On the show today we have the outgoing Guild President of St. Lawrence University, and of course we are going to talk about what his term of office has been like. He's going to talk to us about what he has achieved, what has challenged him, and maybe what he has failed to do, and also to pave for us a way forward, what he sees ahead in the coming elections. So I'll let him introduce himself and then we shall go on.
Yes, hello everyone, our dear viewers who are watching us online, including my fellow students of St. Lawrence University. My name is Mwalimu Miro Sadat, the 17th Guild President of St. Lawrence University. I want to take this humble time to at least tell my brother here Chigozi that I'm still the Guild President, not the former, that I'm still the Guild President for until 28th of March 2025. That's when we are voting in a new Guild President. So I'm really humbled to be here with you today, and I hope the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for honoring our invitation, Mr. President. Just to kick off, what has been your term of office like, in your own opinion?
Yeah, in my opinion, I think I am one of the best Guild Presidents that St. Lawrence University has ever had. And I can tell you this on the point of view of at least 80 or 90% of the students, because this is not my own opinion. I have got compliments, these compliments from my fellow students, at least acknowledging my regime, that at least it has been one of the best regimes that St. Lawrence University has ever had. The students have come up with this conclusion because of the achievements that we have so far attained as the 17th Guild government, and at least I take this singular opportunity to thank the management of St. Lawrence University, and also to thank the students for being patient with us. Yes, thank you very much.
So, Mr. President, what are those areas or things you can point at and say, this is what I've been able to do in my term of office?
Number one, without even wasting your time, number one, never seen before in the history of St. Lawrence University where we recruited almost 800 students in just one intake like this. 800 students. That was the August intake. Never seen before in the history of St. Lawrence University. That was a record. So, during 2022, that's when St. Lawrence University recruited at least the biggest number of students in history. That was around 600 students. But then we have broke that record by recruiting almost 842 students in only one intake. And that was contributed by the 17th Guild government because of our the much efforts that we put in marketing this university, number one. Number two, I recruited almost 200 students in that intake that brought 800 students.
I beg your pardon, how many students?
Almost 200 students, 204 students. And I was given even an appreciation of 4.75 million by this administration, by the St. Lawrence management. So I think we have done a lot on marketing our university, and at least making sure that many students opt for our university than any other university here in Uganda. That's number one. Number two, we here in St. Lawrence University, we have been talking about the issue of charter. When is our university attain? When will it attain charter status? And this time around, me with my entire team, we have decided to follow up the issue of the charter, and we met the Vice Chancellor on that issue immediately when I was sworn in office. I met the Vice Chancellor specifically on the issue of the charter. I met him, and at least we came up to a conclusion. That's when they decided that at least let us take an initiative to inspect the university. So they organized everything that was required by the National Council for Education, and this university went through an inspection process. So currently we are just waiting for what will be the decision of the National Council for Education, but at least we are hoping the best, because this is what I can tell you, that we are getting information from some of them, because they are some of them are good friends of ours, so we are hoping the best. But so far we haven't got an official communication from them, but at least we have moved a step ahead for receiving at least an inspection from the National Council for Education. That is also a great achievement.
On that point, before you go ahead, a student out there would love to know what your personal effort has been, because we would presume that the matter of chartering the university is a technical matter. In other words, it should be these upper offices of the the vice chancellor and his subordinates, you know, to follow up that and to do the paperwork and all the technical work required. A student out there would love to understand what is that particular thing that has been your contribution. You know,
I'll tell you this: St. Paul's University has been there since 2006. It has been there. The university has been
Okay.
2007, 2006. So the management has been there. They know that this university needs a charter. They know it very well. But at least we need also that student movement that will be in position to advocate for that charter status. You understand? Because even the management know that the university has to be chartered, because currently we have the provisional license that allows us to operate. But then we need that student movement that will come out and say, no, this is what's supposed to be done. This is the things that we're supposed to do in order for us to achieve that charter status. Because these are the things we are lacking as students when we are studying in the university that is not chartered.
But
so specifically, to your question, we decided to take that initiative to meet the Vice Chancellor, as I told you, and discuss these issues pertinently with him to make sure that at least we achieve the
do you want to mean it was by the virtue of your push that has produced all this?
I'm not saying that it was not by virtue of my push only, because I'm working with my entire
because
what I wanted to tell you is
something small, because I want you to understand that cognizance of the fact that it is not the obligation of students to, you know, to make follow-up of the charter, you know, so that to make sure the National Council, you know, offers the charter to a particular university. But you're bringing it up in a way that it is an obligation of the students.
I'm getting your question.
Yeah, you make clear something.
Yeah, I'm getting your question. It is not mandated for the student to advocate for that, but at least it is mandated for the student at least to take a step further. That's what we did. We are not saying the management never did anything. That's why
that is what I want you. That is what I want you to. Hold on.
That's why.
Hold on. I'm the moderator. Hold on. That is what I want you to help the viewer out there to understand. In what aspect is the student coming in, or you as the student's leader, because we want to understand what is that contribution you made. Yes.
That's what I'm explaining. That's why even in my opening remarks, I first appreciated the management of St. Lawrence University for taking an initiative.
Well,
just because we as the student, we can advocate for something, but if the management is not optimistic enough to embrace our advocacy, that thing will not happen. So I'm not saying that it is we who have made the inspection successful, but at least we have made it with the entire management of St. Lawrence University.
That is where I want to understand your personal contribution, or as a leader.
Personal contribution as a leader is to come up boldly and at least discuss these issues with the Vice Chancellor. Good enough, he was optimistic and he took a step further.
So what you want to tell me is that they were stunted somewhere?
They were not started. They were not started. I don't get your question, but my
question is, because what you're trying to explain is that perhaps these people in charge, the administration of this institution, had relaxed somewhere, and maybe you put in some effort to push them and show them that this is what should be done.
I have got your question. Many things in St. Lawrence University, just like any other university, are lacking. Just like any other university, that one inclusive. Many things are lacking. Not because the management doesn't know what to do. They know what is supposed to be done.
Sure.
Students have to come out and advocate for these issues. That's what I did. They know that the university has to be chartered. You have to come out and show that yes, we are interested in the charter and this is what we are advocating for. That's when they will stand up and do things.
Yeah, do you agree?
In mass communication, we are facing a lot of challenges. If this government, the students' government, cannot come out to advocate, don't think that the management will be in position to implement things. If we do not advocate for them, that's why we have the students' government to advocate issues. It's not because the student government is there, the university knows what they know what to do. But again, the students' government has to come out to advocate for some of these issues, and that's exactly what we did.
Okay, I now get you. I hope even our viewers can understand that position of yours. Well, you are still going on with some of your the highlights of your
giving you highlights.
Yes, of your achievements.
Of the charter. I talked about the intake. I talked about a lot. Now, most importantly, we have faced a lot of some challenges that many students who join the university, not all, but at least many, don't have that enough resources. Even their parents don't have enough resources to facilitate them with equipments needed for them to excel academically. And when I'm talking about equipments, like you people of mass comm, you know that any student needs a computer. That's a must. You have to have at least a PC, and not just these normal PCs, but a very expensive PC.
Right.
So I took that initiative to speak to Matic Tech Solution. That is Mr. Alpha. That is the CEO, the founder, Matic Tech Solution. Matic Tech Solution is a company that assembles laptops, that assembles computer, but it is African based. So it has been operating in DRC Congo, but right now they want to start up a plant in Uganda. So I took that initiative. I went and I at least spoke with them, and I tried to have a memorandum of understanding with them to see that these computers can be provided for the students here at St. Lawrence University on a loan scheme, so that a student like you can get a PC like a Core i9, which is of a recent generation. You can get this PC with on a loan, and then you pay gradually over time until you accomplish that money. You see, that is an initiative that is needed not only at St. Lawrence University, but also in any other university. We talked about marketing, and in the aspect.
No, maybe before you leave that point of the computers, what has been the development? How far have you gone?
Now, we are still in the process. The process, like we have to first sign with the Vice Chancellor, because
because I wanted to understand whether your program that you're bringing up was endorsed by the administration.
Yeah, not yet endorsed by the administration. That's what is disturbing us. It is not yet endorsed by the administration, but when it is endorsed immediately, but at least there are some universities like KIU that has endorsed the program, but at least here.
What do you think is delaying the process?
What is delaying the process? I think they are still thinking about it. I don't know, but at least they are going to, because they are optimistic about it, so they are going to endorse it. I'm 100% sure they are going to endorse it, because no one. It's a very good initiative. Students can get these platforms at least on a loan scheme, so that they can pay. No one doesn't like it.
Because maybe for our viewer out there, always student of St. Lawrence University would love to know the authenticity of that program.
It is authentic because it is operating in almost all African countries. It is operating in DRC Congo, and we have students who are studying from here and they are from DRC. When I talk about Matic Tech Solution, they understand clearly. We have students from Kenya who are studying from here. When I talk about Matic, they know. But that is an initiative that we don't have so far in Uganda specifically as a country. That's why I'm telling you that they are devising a plan on how to come up with a plant to start up building those computers here in Uganda. Because right now, currently, if the administration signs with us, what we are going to do is to bring these PCs, ship them from DRC and bring them here, so that students can start off the initiative even before building up a plant here in Uganda. You see, but we are waiting to build up a plant here in Uganda. It is authentic. They have made different strategic institutions. I'm talking about government institutions like the Ministry of ICT and
national guidance.
They have made this strategy. It is very authentic. That's what I'm giving you.
Okay, please go ahead with your achievement you're talking about.
So we have achieved. And secondly, let me also take this opportunity to talk about this, that even our students, remember we have courses like engineering, that is telecommunication engineering and computer engineering. We saw that many students, our students, they are facing a lot of challenges, because you know these courses require a student to participate practically. You understand, not just to read things theoretically, but to participate practically. So I came up with an initiative. I said, you know, we cannot go on with the status quo. We have an engineering lab, but it's lacking a lot of equipment. So I came up with an initiative which I discussed with the Vice Chancellor. Good enough, our Vice Chancellor is understanding and very optimistic. I discussed with him that let us get a memorandum of understanding in place with UICT, and at least make sure that these students can go and make practices to UICT labs, because for them they are government labs. They have everything that we need. Everything that we need. Then, as we are working on our laboratory, You get the point.
Right.
Good enough, the idea was embraced, and the memorandum of understanding is there. We have it in place, and we have a memorandum of understanding with UICT. What is remaining for students to start going is we are waiting for the director of finance or even the administration to start the payment. It is only the payment that is remaining. So when they start off the payment, because we have to pay them, when they start off the payment, students will start to go. Students will start to go. They will use that small bus, small poster. That's what they will use to go and practice. And that is a very great initiative, because even other universities are doing exactly the same. If you know that you don't have enough equipment, at least you can borrow with those ones who have equipment and make sure that students can get the practical that they need. We have achieved a lot of things which I cannot.
Mr. President,
students, right now you have a studio.
Hold on.
That is our achievement.
Hold on.
There is.
Mr. President, hold on.
Yeah.
This is not to preempt you, but we've seen something new, and it came during your term of office. Maybe you will help us elaborate about it, how it came about, and how important it is to the society of St. Lawrence University. That is the results portal. Could you elaborate about that?
By the way, we have achieved a lot of things to the extent that some of them I have forgotten. This university, the University of ICT and Entrepreneurship, we came into power when students are accessing results manually. You go there, you start lining up, do what. Yet other universities have already embraced this initiative. So we came up with a proposal saying that at least let us create what we call a results portal, where students can access results online. This is an international university where we have many students coming from different parts of Africa. So when we have this results portal in place, these students will be in position to access their results even when they are still at their respective countries. That is one of the initiatives that we started.
I want to understand how you came about to put it into implementation and
discuss these issues, and
the process.
We realized that it may take time for them to embrace this initiative, because number one, it may be so expensive, but remember, St. Lawrence University, we are the best in cybersecurity and programming according to statistics, because at least every time we compete with other universities, we are always number one. I sat with my tech team, that's the team for cybersecurity. I told them that, okay, we design us a
results portal.
They designed the results portal, and then we'll present the results portal to the dean of students. The dean of students said, yeah, it is good, but at least we cannot trust it 100%.
Yes.
We need a results portal.
It's where I wanted to come and say and ask, how secure is that portal? Because with these recent trends in technology, you can never be safe 100%, and you can never be sure that this platform is okay for my safety and security of my documents and maybe data on my gadgets, electronic gadgets. We want to understand, how secure is it? Doesn't it tap into an individual's database and
let me tell you this.
Infringe on their privacy?
If you know my registration number, you can access my results.
Sure.
So, if that is the safety and security you're talking about, it
no, not that.
But first wait.
Not that bit. I want you to understand my question.
Let me first explain. I'm going to answer you. But if we're talking about someone, a hacker, standing somewhere, and then start hacking into our system to dump the results of the student, that one is totally impossible. I'm talking this in the point of view of a person who is informed about the results portal. This university has the best brilliant students when it comes to cyber security and data protection. You get the point. Best student, Kalinkiza, I don't know whether you know that guy. Kalinkiza was taken by UPDF. Just because of those skills. And it doesn't mean that we don't have the rest of other students. We have Araka, we have who. So, when it comes to security, I don't know any university that have platforms that are secure like St. Lawrence University. That's what I'm sure.
The aspect I wanted you to tackle is whereby you have this platform on my phone, and you use those links. You people of IT understand better. Can't my privacy be infringed on in my gadget? Say for example a phone that my private information or data on my phone, can't it be infringed on by those links that we use, to access those portals? Right now I'm talking about personal information or personal data on my gadget.
Yes. About personal data?
Yes.
Your personal data, what I can say that your personal data is safe. It is very safe. And it cannot, we were talking about these links that someone shares in WhatsApp, and then when you click it, they then
infringe on,
they then hack your phone.
Sure.
Yeah, they hack your phone, but what you need to know about those links, for them they are specific, they are marketing, they are ads. Those people are marketing something. When they hack your phone, they want you to again broadcast what they are marketing to all your people and all your groups. That's what that's their agenda.
Now I'm talking about this particular program of the results portal.
The results portal is what I can tell you is very secure. It cannot be hacked by any hacker. We cannot come up with this platform knowing that we are not capable of coming up with the security bit of it. Students have to be very comfortable with it. It is very secure. Just that results, if someone knows your registration number, those can be accessed by anyone. But that is easy to come upon it. You just change your password. Simple. Change your password so that even when I know your registration number, I don't know your password. That is simple as eating matoke.
All right. Yeah. So, Mr. President, as we move on, when you're coming, you had your manifesto, and part of what you promised was to come through for different faculties and departments in this institution. Are there things we can look at and say that now we shall not involve the Faculty of Science and Technology? We have talked so much about it. Is there any other faculty or any other department you've come through for?
Yeah, we have worked for all students.
Excuse me.
Technology. Just that I have told you that specific case in point, because those students were suffering, they don't have access to practicals. When you don't have access to practicals, then you are not doing engineering. That's why I came up with that case in point. Just wanted to show you.
Yes,
not because that we are focusing on students of science and technology. No, we have come up with initiatives to help the students of education. That's another faculty. That's the faculty of education.
In what aspect?
We realized that our students of doing education, they are not allowed to do internship in these secondary schools of Central West University, that is the schools and colleges. So we wanted to find out why are our students not allowed to do internship in those schools.
Yes, they are sister schools in this institution.
And then we realized that not all the students are not allowed, but there are some students who are not allowed just because of their identity issues. We came up with a lot of things which I cannot say in public. But then we decided to devise a plan on how to, at least these students who are interested in doing internship there, they can go and do internship there. And if a student is very good in what he's doing, he can even be retained.
Was it the challenge of, were the students to blame or the institutions, the schools?
They are the students to blame, because this report, I have got this report from the students, so I wanted to follow up, and I realized it was the student to blame, because they are those who are allowed. You understand? It was the student. Second,
so have you done any plans or anything to help advise them on how to go about, requesting for such positions?
We have been having meetings with them. I have been holding meetings with the students of education, all of them, of education.
Sure.
But of course, all of them, they are not going to come. They are not weekend program. They are busy working. You understand?
Yes.
Some represent them and they come and we have these meetings. We have been having meetings with them. If you can discuss with the faculty MP education, we have been having meetings with them. But of course, even the people of media, we have not been with us in those meetings, but we have been having academic meetings with those people, talking about some of these challenges, but mostly internship issues. But at least we solved that. We have done a lot for our fellow students, not only science and technology, but all students.
Because I brought up this question, you talked about the mass communication department, and you at some point said it has been your effort that there is this studio in place. But I want to give you information that this studio was in place even before your regime came in office. If I may remind you, Mr. President, we've been engaging in and I mean competing in national competitions of national newsroom contest, radio contest that is organized by the Media Challenge Initiative. So there have been these efforts on ground, there have been these, resources given to us by the administration. I want to understand, is there something you feel that you have contributed to this mass communication department?
Let me tell you.
Because
number one, before even proceeding with the mass communication students, first thank the mass communication students for being active, because at least we are proud of them.
Thank you.
Been competing in media challenges. I remember even posting on my X. I even posted you specifically. I take this opportunity, by the way, in front of all the students who are watching us online, to thank you for the great initiative you won. You won on behalf of Central West University.
Thank you.
Media challenges and other challenges that we have been in. I take this singular opportunity to thank all students of mass comm students of Central West University for being very active and for representing Central West University in the best way.
Thank you.
But then I can tell you this, that yes, you are right. You have said that this studio was there even before me coming into power. Yes,
Sure.
the studio was there, but not as active as it is when I came into power. And
I want
wait, I'm completing the point. And this studio being active as it is, it was the effort of the 17th Guild government, not the effort of Miro Sadat. That was my point. Effort of the 17th Guild government in general, not as Miro Sadat.
Sure.
We have also done a lot to help the mass comm students. That's why we are winning in every competition that we go in.
I just want to set the record straight. I want to understand, like we talked about the other matter of the other issue of the charter. I want to understand that contribution that we can underline, that the 17th Guild government has contributed in this way to the mass communication students, because as a matter of fact, I'm a mass communication student, so I'm speaking from a point of view that, from an informed point of view, that I know whatever happens here, and perhaps better than even anyone else, or even better than the guild leaders. I want to understand what contribution, I beg your pardon, your contribution. It might not be as you as a person, or particularly you as a leader, but as your government, because we've not seen you come through for this department. We have only made our efforts, to see that we thrive.
Now, we have contributed a lot.
I want to understand that a lot.
Department.
Yes.
Number one, you see this office, this studio. It has not been as active as it is, and one of the reasons why it has not been active as it is.
What we all agree on is that the department is active, but I want you to understand, and for the benefit. Sure, I just want to set the record straight.
First wait.
All right.
Give me time and I speak.
Yes.
I said it was not active as it was when I came into power, and the reason why it is very active as it is because of our advocacy to make sure that at least we include more equipment that are needed by the mass comm students.
For example, which equipment that came during your tenure? No, please.
Like that camera.
For your information, I joined here in 2023 and I found this camera in place. But your government started in 2024.
It was not working.
This is why I was saying that I want to set the record straight. These cameras and all the equipment I see here came in place even before your tenure started. Listen, I'm the moderator. I came here in 2023 in my first year, and I found these cameras in place and most of the equipment we can see in this studio. We did stories, we engaged in competitions, we won many awards. Even before you came, what you're conflicting with is truth and fact, because everyone here can bear me witness, even our viewers out there, the students, even other mass communication students, that these things have been in place. We're not blaming you that you've not done anything, but we also want to feel your contribution, and perhaps if there's anything we don't know that you have done, this is what we want to put on record.
Let me give me time and I speak.
Yes.
You cannot bring me here for an interview and then you speak.
No, I want to set the record straight.
Give me time and I speak.
All right.
I didn't say,
you have the platform.
I didn't say that you never had a studio, I created a studio. I didn't say that the studio was empty.
You said you contributed to this camera, but the camera was in place.
I said we renovated the camera.
No, Mr. President, you're conflicting yourself. There's no.
Give me time when I speak.
There's nothing has ever been done on that camera.
The more you give me time when I speak, the more you will understand me more.
Okay.
If you think I'm lying,
but I can't
speak more. I will conflict myself.
No, I can't let lies go on. For that, I'll promise you.
Students can understand that at least the studio was there, but not so active as it is. And the reason why the studio is as you are seeing it,
Mr. President,
this is our initiative.
Mr. President, let me relieve you of this burden. Mr. President, let me relieve.
We are fighting. Students, we are fighting. Yeah, you don't know the history. You said you are a first-year student.
No, I said
you are talking to a fourth-year student.
I'm not a first-year student. I said when I came in my first year, this camera and
now
all.
Let me explain to you before you came into Central Institute. That's what I'm explaining to you. Students had fought and they had broken all these mirrors. That's why this studio was always closed. But we made sure that at least we talk to custodian, we talk to different stakeholders that are okay partnering.
That was when?
Many years back. I don't know even as you found it.
I know we are talking about your leadership.
Now, I'm talking about my leadership.
Yes.
I say you talk to custodian. We make sure. When I talk about the issue of making sure that this studio is active, that was,
excuse me,
or not, like the government or not like it, that was an initiative of the 17th Guild government.
The what?
Sure this studio is functional as it is right now.
Mr. President,
I'm telling you.
Mr. President, help me understand this. This studio has been in place. Listen,
as it is.
Let me moderate. This studio has been in place. Students have been active. Because for me, by the time I came, I didn't even know you, and these things were in place before you even contested for this term. I'm talking about this term you've been leading. Now, the students, you're talking about how students have been active of mass communication. It has been their personal effort. I'm speaking this because I'm one of them, you know. So I want no listen, what I'm going to do, Mr. President, and I understand the gravity and weight of this matter. What I'm going to do is to relieve you of this burden. I understand there's not so much contribution you've done, but no, we're not leaving it. I'm relieving you of this burden.
This is the final comment.
Yes.
I'm telling you this on the point of view of a person who is informed. I have been in Central University for 4 years. This studio was there. This studio had the equipment it has right now currently, but at least I'm telling you the renovation of this studio was done in the 17th Guild. As you were saying, this studio very active as it is done in the 17th Guild. There were not such things of Slough TV, Slough Media. It was within this 17th Guild that we have it. Yes, I cannot fail to appreciate students of mass comm. As I told you, I said students of mass comm, I appreciate them. That was my first statement, if you remember very well. And I appreciate them because of their efforts. There are no students in any faculty that have not had their efforts in place. It is not you only. Even us in engineering, we have had our efforts in place before even having the efforts of the 17th Guild government. You understand? It's not the efforts of the 17th Guild government alone. Even the students have contributed. I'm not saying that students haven't contributed anything. You have contributed, but accept the fact that even us, we have contributed, and even the management has contributed.
You know, it is the role of mass communicators as journalists to be the gatekeepers of information. I want to set the record straight for our viewers out there, and you also draw your conclusion from the discussion we've just had about that matter. I'll relieve the Guild president of that burden. I understand they have not had a chance, you know, to contribute to this, but it's not that we are blaming them, but we just want to put the record straight. And I hope you can also draw your conclusion out of the judgment of this discussion. Now, this program, The Focus, continues in a few minutes after this short break, and when we do return, we shall continue with more with this guild president. Stay tuned.